Welcome! Today we have a fun bedtime story. Our story is about a little bee who loves to explore. But what happens when it flies too far from home? Let's find out together. Get cozy and let's begin. The little bee wakes up early in the morning. It stretches its tiny wings and looks outside. The sun is shining and the flowers are bright. Today feels like a good day for an adventure. The little bee is excited. Every day, the bee collects nectar from flowers. It knows the garden very well, but it is curious. What is beyond the tall trees? Maybe there is something exciting on the other side. The little bee wants to see. Slowly, the little bee flies higher in the sky. The wind is soft and everything looks so small. It sees a butterfly with colorful wings. The little bee asks where the butterfly is going. To the river, the butterfly says. The little bee thinks that sounds interesting. It decides to follow the butterfly. Maybe it will see something new. As they fly, the wind suddenly gets stronger. The little bee tries to fly straight, but the wind pushes it in another direction. It spins around and lands on a big green leaf. The little bee looks around and feels confused. Where is the flower garden? It only sees big trees and strange plants. The butterfly is gone too. A small frog is sitting on a rock nearby. The frog looks at the little bee and smiles. The frog asks if the bee is lost. The little bee nods. It tells the frog that it wants to go home. The frog smiles and tells the bee to follow the yellow flowers. They will lead the way back. The little bee thanks the frog. It flies up and starts looking for yellow flowers. It sees one, then another, then more. The flowers are bright and easy to follow. The little bee flies past big trees and a small river. The air smells sweet, just like home. It feels happy and excited. The little bee flies higher to see better. It spots more yellow flowers in the distance. It follows them carefully, making sure not to get lost again. The wind is still blowing, but the little bee is careful. It flaps its wings strongly and moves forward. Soon, the trees start to look familiar. The little bee sees a group of ants carrying food. It stops and asks if the flower garden is nearby. The ants point to a small path. The little bee follows the path and sees more flowers. The colors are bright and the smell is sweet. It knows it is close to home. Suddenly, the little bee hears buzzing sounds. It looks ahead and sees other bees flying around. The hive is near. The little bee feels so happy. It flies as fast as it can. Soon, it reaches the hive and lands safely. Inside the hive, the other bees are working. They are busy making honey. They see the little bee and welcome it back. The little bee tells them about its adventure. It talks about the strong wind, the frog, and the yellow flowers. The other bees listen carefully. One bee says that the little bee was very brave. Another bee says that it must have been scary to be lost. The little bee agrees but says it learned something important. Exploring is fun, but home is the best place to be. The little bee is happy to be back with friends. It promises to be more careful next time. The queen bee hears about the adventure. She smiles and says that the little bee learned a good lesson. She tells everyone to always stay close to the hive. The little bee rests after the long day. It feels tired but also proud. The hive is warm and safe. It knows this is where it belongs. The other bees bring some honey for the little bee. It tastes sweet and delicious. The little bee enjoys the treat and feels better. The night comes and the hive is quiet. The little bee closes its eyes and thinks about the adventure. It was exciting but also a little scary. The little bee decides that next time it will explore with friends. It is safer and more fun that way. Maybe they can visit the river together. Before sleeping, the little bee looks outside. The stars are shining and the moon is bright. It feels calm and happy. The little bee whispers goodnight to the flowers. They look peaceful in the moonlight. Tomorrow will be another beautiful day. Inside the hive, all the bees are sleeping. The little bee snuggles into a cozy spot. It feels safe and warm. The little bee dreams of flying high in the sky. In the dream, it is never lost. It always finds the way home. That was today's bedtime story. We hope you enjoyed the little bee's adventure. What do you think? Would you like to explore new places too? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more fun stories. Sweet dreams, and see you next time.
Learn English with Fairy Tales, the perfect book for kids and beginners. Inside, you'll find engaging, educational stories that are perfect for building grammar, vocabulary, and reading skills. Whether you're just starting or advancing, this book will guide you through exercises that make learning fun. You can access Learn English with Fairy Tales anytime, anywhere on your phone. Available now on Amazon Kindle. Check the link in the description to start your English learning journey today.